Hi, I'm Al Roker. Welcome to another edition of Roker on the Road, the show that celebrates people and their passion for food. Today, we're in Atlanta, Georgia, at a local city park where we've got a beautiful grill going to show what happens when people use their food skills to do good for others. Back in 1989, Kofi and Yvette Moyo decided to do something to help the youth of their community while spotlighting the contributions of African-American males. So they decided to use food, because everybody loves food. And in the process, they discovered real men cook. In this park in Atlanta, Georgia, these kids are getting an introduction to some rather unusual foods.
Well, what are these little interesting looking things here? Who wants to volunteer that one?
Nobody knows?
Okay.
You got him on this one.
Okay. This is what's called an artichoke. It's a vegetable. Now, what does it look like? Exactly. It looks like a flower.
This outdoor fruit and vegetable education class for kids is part of a brand new outreach effort by a Chicago-based organization called Real Men Cook. Peter Henderson is the spokesman for the Atlanta chapter. Why is this so important to be part of Real Men Cook?
It's about giving back. Part of what we do is we recognize the role of a real man in the family and the community.
The mission of Real Men Cook is to raise money for charity at events that show African-American men as caring, involved family and community members. And Kofi thinks food is the best way to get that message out.
The food is the hook. That's to get the crowd there. And it's a love offering by the men who are involved in it. Cooking is that. It's a love offering.
Kofi and his wife, Yvette, started Real Men Cook in 1989 as a Father's Day event. The idea caught on, and soon there were annual events in 10 cities, drawing tens of thousands of people. And now, it's not just for Father's Day anymore.
We don't have to wait until Father's Day to recognize the role of a real man in the community and in our family.
Are you surprised at the breadth of creativity that real men can cook with?
It's great. It's amazing. It's surprising every year. Some of the simplest of culinary dishes are some of our award winners.
Almost $1 million has been raised for local nonprofit groups that work directly with kids. Kofi, why do you do this? Why do you bring these things out and show these kids this?
So to expose people to things. And again, you don't have to like everything, but you ought to taste it, at least know what it is. You know?
Today's fruit and vegetable lesson includes an introduction to the prehistoric-looking durian. This is called the durian. It's been called an ice cream food because inside it's kind of soft and custard-like, but I think if my memory serves, it doesn't smell very good. You smell that?
Can we see?
Ooh. That was predictable.
Well, let's see.
Are you going to eat it?
Durian is the sweet fruit of a Malaysian tree. It's very popular in Asian desserts. Although its smell is intense, it didn't scare this adventurous group away. Yeah, that's pretty good. You want to try some, Coke?
I certainly will.
There's a spoon.
Anybody else?
I would.
Would you?
Just this
stuff, the yellowish stuff.
Yellow custard looking. Okay.
Since a Real Men Cook event needs to have men cooking, there's a couple of things happening over at the grill. Kofi is leading the charge with his signature dish, Captain Kofi's candlelight catfish.
We just do a little, what I like to call a wet rub, really.
His recipe includes fennel, white pepper, curry, oregano, garlic, thyme, cayenne, lemon pepper, lemons, and olive oil. I notice you've skinned these fish.
Oh, well, they're whole, all right? And I always, the fillets don't work as well for this process, not for the smoking or grilling process. The bone catfish is a fish that is sort of resistant to a lot of taking on the flavors and stuff. You get it mostly on the skin more than anything else.
So you need a big flavor to get in there?
Yeah, you need a big flavor.
Then over at the grill, Peter's preparing some pesto chicken. And I got to tell you, things are starting to smell pretty good.
With the aroma, it just draws in the folks, and you get a grill going, and I'll tell you, you've got the recipe for a good time.
As more men join the Real Men Cook movement, there are lots of beneficiaries. In addition to the small charities that share in the proceeds from the events,
the kids learned some valuable lessons about caring and cooking.
Is it good?
And they broaden their horizons as well.
Are you guys going to all be open to try something different when you see it out there? Something weird looking? Even if it's kind of stinky smelling? Would you try it? Okay.
An important lesson for all of us. Durian, anyone?
Real Men Cooks is actually expanding into their own products. They've got a sweet potato pound cake mix that was actually developed by our friend Shakur. You remember, he developed that sweet potato pound cake in Brooklyn? Well, he helped them actually develop their mix.